Good morning. My name is Smita Sanju Vadavkar. My topic name is Revitalizing the Craftsman Pune. Craft is a host of activities and hobbies which is related to making objects with hand. The craft people work in group or family. Pune has huge history of around 400 years. During 1850s, Peshwas called various traders and craft people from all over the India to reside in the city. This formed Adis in Pune. Due to industrial revolution and the increase in the machine, the traders which have machinery demand remain the same, but the roles of professional craftsmen demand reduce. So to preserve the Kumbhar, Tambat and Borur people, many NGOs and school keep workshops for the craft so that the people get to know about the craft which are getting declined. In the history, the demand for the craft people was more and reduced during the industrial revolution due to cheaper products and people neglected these genuine products. Still few families are dependent on this craft. The NGO Intact Pune always tried to make this art known to all. The problem faced by the craft people are related to space, transportation, and pollution problems. The project focused on understanding how architecture can create a co-working space to resolve the problems of the craftsmen of the Pune city and also to enhance its trade by producing more products by new methods and train local people in such newer technology. The objective of the project is to have a market area for tourism, to provide a work area for the craftsmen by providing better tools and technology, to organize workshops for the craftsmen to learn modern products and also for the tourist, to introduce them to the construction field where their products are used, to introduce skills and create a permanent platform. The proposal would also promote this craft to the various parts of India. All the three crafts, which are Tambat, Burud, and Kumbhar, were studied by knowing their history, process, and the final product which they prepare. By which spaces were listed down, which would be designed for the craft, and area was decided as per their function and understanding the area required for one person doing a particular activity, and common and uncommon spaces were listed down. The settlement case study of Indonesia pottery, Dharavi pottery, Tambat Eye of Pune, Burud Eye of Pune gave me the insight of their use of spaces and problems faced by the craft people. The other case studies such as Delhi Haat, Tribal Art Museum and Delhi Haat Janakpuri gave me the ideas regarding spatial planning, material used and the design requirement. And then the comparative analysis of all these case studies were done. Research focuses on understanding the construction with mud, bamboo, and to apply it in design and how it could help the environment. Mud as sun-dried brick, CSEB blocks, ramped earth, straw bale, wattle top were studied, and also its structural capability, environmental impacts, thermal mass, insulation, fire resistance, durability, and moisture resistance were also studied. Bamboo as a roof, finishing material, and bamboo reinforced concrete were also studied. Design considerations were understood, and the comparison was done between the materials. The next research focuses on understanding the problems of craftsmen in their process and introduce new technology. Site selection criteria was to have the site near tourist place, greater connectivity. Area must be almost 10 to 12 acres and reserved for PSP zone. Situated in Deccan Plateau, which is 560 above the sea level. The Mula Mutha is a major drain and the city has underground sewer line. The soil type is deep and medium black soil. The climate of the Pune is moderate. It has greater connectivity 6 kilometers away from the Pune station and bus stop and 2 kilometers away from the Khadki railway station and bus stand. There is a proposed transport hub within 1.5 kilometers away and a STP within 6 kilometers away. After understanding the Sanpat and Windrose diagram, these are the passive design strategies which could be used for this site. After understanding the site section, it is seen that there is a minimal slope towards the southwest of the site. The site is 11.5 acres. The design program includes market area, food court, workshop area for tourists and craft people, tourist attractive spaces, guest house. After listing down the common and uncommon spaces required for the craft people, it was seen that they require closed space which are used for uncommon activities and the open space is used for common activities. After seeing the type of spaces they required, this model was designed which has courtyard in between and structure placed around. There is a closed space for uncommon activities and courtyard could be used for common activities. But while considering the climate, it is better to have a rectangular model which could be placed in 45 degree to the side to have good ventilation. Repeating the model and forming a cluster which act as a craft cluster. Placing this grid on the site as per the climate conditions. Earlier, the bubble diagram was designed in such a way where the market was in the front and then the craft village, but the tourist people won't be able to know the importance of the craft process. So, it was redesigned where admin was at the entrance, followed by the craft village and market, and then food court, the guest house behind the admin. This shows the movement of craft people. This is the movement of local tourists who would be coming to visit for few hours. This movement of the tourist who would be staying, the staff movement, and the service road. This is the site entrance, and this is a drop off area in front of which these are the wall which would give the glimpse what is inside the space. This is the admin area. This is a Kumbhar cluster. This is a Tambar cluster. This is a Burud cluster. This is a lake, a breakout area for craft people as well as tourists. This is the interactive walls where the history, the process, and their products will be displayed. This is the open workshop area, which is for tourists as well as the craft people. This is a market area, the food court area, amphitheater, and a guest house. The section BB dash explains the area between Tambat, Kumbhar, and the entrance. This is the view of the entrance, the aerial view of the central open space. This is the view of the interactive wall. This is how the tourist would be moving. Once they enter, they need to take their ticket and they enter into the open space. This will lead them to go to the Kumbhar cluster and allow them to interact between the tourists. And then they exit into the Burud area or the lake area. Then the flow would be maintained by moving inside the Burud cluster and then the Tambar cluster and then coming back to the interactive or a central open space where there is an interactive wall in front of which this is a market area where people could buy the products and then there's a food court behind it and the people could exit back to outside. The tourist who would be staying once they take their ticket they would be directed towards the guest house area and then towards the craft cluster to learn the workshop and the process of this crafts and also could visit the market area as well as the food court area. So this all are the private spaces so that they could relax in between as the inner courtyard will be having movement of the tourist as well. This is the open workshop area. This is the service road through which the loading and unloading of the products would happen easily. The ground cover of the project is 28%. These are the internal pathways which are 12%. The road is 15%. The landscape area for craft people and this is the overall landscape area for the site. The tourist people will come here, take their ticket and then go out. Here there are the other spaces such as the director's office, manager's office and this is a conference area. This is the office where there is the accounts department and the marketing department. This is the courtyard view. This is the entrance view of the ticket counter where the tourist people will enter. So moving towards the Kumbhar cluster. The tourist people could walk through this internal courtyard. This is the place where the soil will be unloaded and the mixing of the soil will take place. The needed soil will be stored in this area. After that, the craftsmen will take the soil from here to their workspace area and then mold it. This is the in-between space in the courtyard where the products are dried. It will be taken back then to the clean area. So this is a clean area which is modified by using glass or electrical clean which could reduce pollution. And after that the product is taken to the final product storage area. Before that they could also decorate the product over here. Then the loading will take place to take these products to the market. The sections and the elevations shows the courtyard in between and also the entrance where there will be sculptures made out of pots will be displayed. Also in the section it is seen The use of the terracotta products on the facade. This is the workshop area where the artist could mold the clay and the storage is just behind them. It also has a restroom and a toilet area, and this is the door which opens at the back door where there is a private space for the artist. This is a pivoted window which is designed with terracotta products, and this is the isometric view of the workspace. This is the entrance view of the cluster. In this view, we could see the use of terracotta products on the facade, and this is the aerial view. So, moving towards the Burud craft cluster. Entering from here, this is the workshop area which is for the tourist as well as the craft people. The bamboos will be unloaded in this area and then stored. It will be further taken to cutting and sorting area. The parts will be taken to the individual workshops area. They don't need any particular area. They could also view outside. So these are the stairs which are designed in front of them to use both the spaces, closed as well as open space, for making their products. In this area, the final products of the bamboo craft could be stored. In the sections and elevations, we could see the entrance, the courtyard, also the gable roof, and how the products are displayed on the walls so that tourist people could interact more towards the space. The entrance view with the hanged products of bamboo. This is the individual model. This individual model has a workspace, restroom, and a toilet. This is the isometric view. Window panel of the pivoted window is made out of bamboo strips. This is a stair where the Burud people could view in open area as well. The aerial view of the courtyard. This is a Tambad cluster. The inner courtyard is for the interaction between the tourist and the craft people. The workshop area is provided for the tourist. The raw material is unloaded over here. The craft people will take the sheet to their individual workshop area and then cut it, mold it. Now the firing process is replaced by the copper coil heating process to avoid pollution. Now the firing process is replaced by the copper coil heating process to avoid pollution. And after that, this product is taken to the embossing and buffing area. Then the product are stored in the final product storage area, and then loading will take place. The section shows the entrance, courtyard, and the workspace area. The entrance where the product will be hanged or the displayed. The individual model of Tambad has workshop area, restroom, toilet, the back door opening towards the backyard. This is a copper coil heating method machine. The pivoted windows in the Tambad cluster are designed from the copper bell. This is the isometric view. The courtyard view, the aerial view. In this view, we could see the use of wind chimes or bells on the plain walls. This is the market area where there will be the display of the products of the craft, and also they could buy it. This is the food court area. This and this is the space for loading and unloading. The section explains the water body design in the courtyard, shows the type of the roof, and also the closed and the open sitting area of the food court. This is the entrance view of the market. The aerial view once you enter the courtyard, the market area, and this is the food court area view. The tourist entering will take their keys and go to their respective room provided here. The indoor game area, the TV room, karaoke room are provided. The sections and the elevation shows the roof, reception area, the courtyard with the gazebo, a water body, and sitting area. The individual model, there is a smaller inner courtyard and the rooms are designed around it. With the toilet is the entrance view, the courtyard view, and the gazebo view. So moving towards the construction details. Subsection A shows a detail of brick foundation, CSEB wall, the pivoted windows, how the bamboo roof is connected to the wall on the bamboo reinforced concrete. The strip section B, is from Kumbhar cluster, which shows the detail of facade is cladded by the terracotta product. The strip section C shows the gutter detail. The detail D is of window with the hollow terracotta products in Kumbhar cluster. This shows the construction details and also the detail of cladding and bamboo louvers. These are the details of bamboo roof used in the project. The detail of gable bamboo roof, modified queen bamboo roof, fan bamboo roof is shown, and also the fixing of the half-come bamboo above the purlins and the gutter detail is shown. This master plan explains the services incorporated in the design, the location of UGT, septic tank, soak pit, solar panels, electrical substation, rainwater tank, and recharge pits. The solar panels are of 250 watts and total number panels are 208 panels producing 210 kilowatt per day, which would be used by the site. The calculations were done for the daily kilowatts required for the site. The total water collected from the roof is 1,18,800 liters, and the water from the road and the landscape have been discharged into the groundwater by recharge pit. This is the water layout and calculation. Total 69,000 liters of water is required for the site. This is the drainage layout, and the site has septic tank for treating the waste, the water from which is sent to the soak pit. This is the exploded view of the roof. The roof covering of half-come bamboo, the gutter, the rafter, how products are displayed on the building facade, the use of bamboo strips in wooden window, the doors, and the louvers. The passive design strategies applied where the structures were oriented 90 degrees to the wind direction to have good ventilation. The courtyard is designed in between, and also the water body is designed to have evaporative cooling. The trees were planted to avoid direct harsh light entering the space. These are the trees which would be planted. The pivoted windows are designed which could be adjusted as per the sun and the flow of the wind. Also, the stacked ventilation is provided. And the material used were CSEB bricks, wattle top, ramped earth method instead of burn bricks, which could reduce the embodied energy as well as the CO2 emissions and which is good for the environment. The use of bamboo material, the roof is also done. This type of construction is cost effective, better for environment, has low emissions of greenhouse gases. The table shows the comparative analysis of embodied energy and other factors. The section shows the use of these materials.